Hi Aries, I hope you guys are doing great. Welcome to your general messages for August 8th through the 15th. We're going to do through the 15th. I hope you guys are doing great. This is a big time for you guys, all right? You guys have Mars in your first house, as I mentioned last week. Very intense time for all of our Aries friends, especially Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus at 15 degrees to 28 degrees. Yeah, you guys are going to be feeling it because you're going to be feeling this very heavy, strong will to initiate something for yourself. You're going to personally feel very fired up about something that you want to bring to yourself. You're going to be personally fired up to make a change maybe in your physical self, having something to do with, right, because the first house is the house of self. So that's a pretty big house, guys. It really is. But now at the same time, we do have these energies squaring out, right, in the 10th house. We have Jupiter and Pluto conjunct in there, so you're going to be feeling very ambitious, but Saturn's going to be in there. It's probably going to create a little bit of frustration and block. So, you know, this is really going to be rolling out over the next 4 months, but you guys are, particularly the middle of the month, going to be feeling this building up, this firing up, this strong fire in your belly. And you know, Mars is going to be going retrograde from September 9th to November 15th. So I'm going to talk about that more specifically and intensely the closer that becomes. But that's just going to be a time for you to really look at whatever you're feeling very strongly pushed now to initiate. You're going to have to stop and be able to turn around and look at where you need to slow down and why Saturn is creating, I'm going to say guardrails rather than blocks, because there's something that you need to look at. There's something that needs to be worked through, you know, that you're trying to put into motion right now. But you know, and all the gifts are going to come and show themselves in January, the results of this. But the results are going to be rooted in pushing through the frustration and the blocks that you're feeling right now. You know, having to do with this particular week, though, specifically, Saturn is going to be forming a quintile with Chiron on the 12th. So this aspect first formed back in December of 2019, and it's going to perfect on September 25th. So, you know, we're all going to be feeling this, okay? More competent, effective, very secure regarding our responsibilities during this period, like very focused, which is really good. We have a strong sense of tradition and innovation, and we're good at making this work for us. We're also way more able to express our unique qualities, right? You're going to feel this ability to sort of go your own way without stirring up controversy, you know, acting in a very, you know, professional and responsible manner, which is really good. And then also we do have Uranus turning retrograde on the 15th, and this could be a season for a more conservative approach to pursuing our goals, pretty much for all of us, right? So while Uranus is retrograde, it's going to be until like mid-January of 21. Our desire to make changes in our lives can be turned inward, right? As we get in touch with, more specifically, with what we may be holding ourselves back from being able to live more spontaneously and authentically. So definitely a less rebellious time, generally speaking, at least when it comes to appearances, right? How we seem to be showing up in the world. And we're going to be more willing to follow the rules, you know, during this time, in whatever it is that we're trying to bring into our energy field, right? So with Mars soon turning retrograde, right, on that September 9th, taking things more slowly is definitely going to make more sense, because that's what's going to be happening there. We're going to feel this fire in our belly now, but we're going to realize, hey, how come it's not looking the way we really want? And that's why Saturn's like, all right, slow your roll. Sit down for a minute. Let's think about things. And that's what's going to be happening. So right now, I do feel like you do sense, though, this huge fire in your belly and this strong initiative to move forward. So we're going to pull some Lenormand. We have a tarot pulled. Okay. I feel like I want to pull one more. I'm going to have to make room. I got to go with what I'm feeling. Okay. All right. You know what, Aries, I like this for you. This is nice. Very nice. Good. All right. And by the way, the survey that I took, 44% of you guys are requesting an additional love reading at the end, or to augment onto this. That's how it came out. Astrology was 22%, career was 30%, 4% was other. So I have to go with what the group wants. Okay. So let's look at the Lenormand first before getting into the tarot. So we have the book. It's got a lock. It's got a key. It means needing to learn something. A lot of you guys like to see the card, so let me give you that. Remember, Lenormand is a little different than the regular tarot. It's a different system. So we'll acknowledge each card individually and then read it as one message. So there's something that you are learning that you need to learn. Okay, then we have the flowers, which is really nice because this is about a message coming in, a message of appreciation. So there's this unlocking of knowledge, there's this epiphany, there's this realization that you're having about this gift in your life. Now this woman could be you, Aries, or it could be the female in your life if you're a male Aries. And if you're a female Aries and you're in a same-sex relationship, this could indicate that. But this does represent female looking forward at the stork about a new cycle. So what I'm getting here, yeah, and then we have lilies. All right, this is what I'm getting here. Let me show you these cards as well because I know a lot of you guys like to see them. So we have the lilies and the two stalks, which indicate either a new birth. I feel like you guys might have gotten this last time. A new birth, a new cycle in life, right? Something new. So I see that there is a realization about male Aries or female Aries in a same-sex relationship. You are realizing something really beautiful about the person that you're with, and it's inciting this new cycle, and this is such a gift. It's going to end up bringing, we have lilies. Lilies is about feeling contentment, satisfaction, but this isn't just on its own. This has to do with a relationship that's been very long-term, a long-term situation. This could have to do with a job that you've been in for a long time, a relationship that you've been in a long time, or this could simply have to do with ancestry. And I know that seems random, but it could be that there is a message being sent to you from the other side, from an ancestor, you having to deal with, not even deal, you being involved in some sort of realization or epiphany or gift from an elder. This could be, for some of you, this can indicate inheritance. That's the way that this can show up, but let's read it as one cohesive message. So if we're here with relationship, guys, I see this being, this opening up, this realization, this epiphany of something really beautiful in a relationship that's going to incite a new cycle, that's going to bring such a beautiful level of contentment. Now, for others of you, this can indicate this piece of information coming in about maybe a past female relative where there's some sort of inheritance involved that's going to incite a new cycle, but it's a blessing. It's going to end up inciting a sense of contentment. This could even indicate having a beautiful conversation or beautiful coming to terms with somebody from your past. This could from your family, from a past relationships, from some sort of past connection like that. For others of you, this can very quite directly be, this news comes in that guys, that your wife is pregnant, your girlfriend is pregnant, and you are going to just be unbelievably over the moon happy with how all of this is going to be rolling out. It's very blessed. This is a very serendipitous, a very I just almost want to say like kismet kind of thing. This is beautiful, like such a beautiful energy. Now, if this has to do with career, this could also, female Aries, you guys have a fire in your belly. You are coming across some new information because you are holding the Venus symbol. Okay, and Venus is one of the money planets, and it's also being very dedicated to feeling good about being in something and doing something that you love, right? So this information coming in and you realizing you wanting to be involved in something that you really love, some sort of new venture, realizing some changes that you want to make in your career that's going to incite a new cycle that's going to make you feel very content. So I mean, I know it means a lot, but it's actually all sort of stemming from the same thing, if that makes sense. So we do have this idea of new cycle and contentment via finding something out, this new information coming in. So apply that however you see fit, because this is a general message, having to do with relationship or job. Now, if it's men, having to do with career, This could have to do, it will not be a female at all. It will simply represent money and doing something that you highly resonate with. But it's something new that you're realizing now. It's unlocking knowledge, so right from the book. So you're learning something new that's going to incite a new cycle. Okay? So the Astro dice, let's throw those again because, okay. Jupiter, luck and expansion. Second house, resources and things that we value. Virgo, beautiful. Problem solving, thinking about solving problems in order to incite some luck and expansion in your life. It's time to expand your mind. What's begging you to take a chance? What's making you feel stuck when it comes to your resources and things you value? You're going to be tapping into that Virgo energy for a little bit of help. Virgo is your 6th house of everyday, day-to-day work environment. How you show up as service to others. So this could even be, some of you may be needing to help take care of an elderly relative, friend, whatever it is, but it being such a satisfying thing for you to be involved in. Scorpio is all about transformation. Yep. Scorpio, tapping into that transformation, allowing the change. Beautiful. All right, let's get into the tarot. So coming into this energy, we have the 4 of Pentacles. So some of you, this could, if this has to do quite literally with money, this could be you feeling very self-protective of your money. If it has to do with relationship, it's you being very self-protective of who you feel mentally, emotionally, and physically connected to. So it's kind of like a self-preservation kind of thing. When it comes to money, we do call this the miserly card or the miser card. But, you know, I've just been saying since this whole COVID thing happened, I feel like no matter how much money you have, everybody's sort of in a 4 of Pentacles energy because we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. We really, really don't. You know, a lot of people, those of you maybe who are have been on unemployment, like who there are changes going on with that. You know, there's so many people who are unemployed. It can roll out a million different ways, but there is this mode of self-protection coming into the 2nd week of August. So if your money's on point, this could have to do with a relationship where you're feeling the need to be self-protective, whether it's an intimate relationship, a family connection as well. This could certainly be, but you're feeling the need to protect yourself. And you might be doing both. You might be protecting yourself while holding your money a little tight right now. So the current situation right now is the 6 of Swords that's crossed by the Hermit. Okay. So the 6 of Swords is all about leaving something that's toxic behind you. Keep in mind, it's a minor arcana. It's not major, okay? But it is recognizing that something you've been involved in has been toxic, and there is a need to walk away. Some of you may have walked away already. Others of you may be thinking about walking away and getting your ducks in a row, where you have to, you know, where you just can't leave yet for whatever reason, whether it's a relationship or whether it's a job, whatever it is, right? Or, you know, maybe it's a family connection where you're just like mentally checking out because you know that they're toxic, and in your own mind, you've resolved to love them from a distance. You may be doing that with the Hermit crossing. I mean, the Hermit is a Virgo energy. Let me hold it up right for you. Now, as far as relationships go, this can indicate you going it alone for a while. For others of you, this can indicate working on your relationship in private. So the Hermit energy would indicate those of you who are involved in some sort of covert love affair. You know, I'm not judging, I'm just saying that's what the Hermit energy is. And others of you are making the decision to go it alone for a while, right? Realizing that this is not your rightful path, and that you're figuring things out. Those of you, if this connects as far as career goes, this could be taking a break from work, being on some sort of hiatus, but definitely moving away from what you were in, but thinking it through and problem solving. Okay, remember Virgo, the Hermit energy is the Virgo energy, right? So what was I saying when I threw the Astro dice? You're going to have the mind is going to be going. You really are. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, though, by you guys having Mars in the 1st house. You're just going to be really very in this very focused mindset of how you want your life to move forward. Now, we have the 5 of Swords as the crowning energy. Now, keep in mind, the 5 of Swords is conflict, but it's conflict towards resolution. It's because it's going towards the 6. right? So 6 is kind of working towards resolution. So the 5 of Swords very directly is a Venus in Aquarius energy. So Venus is, money, thinking about your sense of self, how valued do you feel in a connection, and it's in Aquarius, which first of all rules how can things be different moving forward. It's ruled by Uranus. It's all about the future. So having that tough conversation, because remember Mars, I want you to understand, Mars, while it pushes us to initiate, also does rule disconnection, like separateness, separating from something that we thought we wanted, separating from something, an idea that we had. So there may be this separation for you, Aries, when it comes to something that you wanted to push forward into your future. You may have to make adjustments here. Now, the 5 of Swords energy can be internal conflict. It could be having this conflict with a partner, with a business partner, with a family member. How are things going to be different moving forward? And having that tough conversation, sometimes even just with ourselves. Sometimes it's just how it rolls out. But it's really shining a light on the fact that something needs to be looked at as far as how it's been handled up to now, and how can we make things better moving forward. And then we have the 2 of Cups. So I have to tell you, I'm not mad at this, because then we have Venus in Cancer. So I feel like even though that's a tough conversation, you guys are very committed to something here. Okay, for those of you here with relationship on your heart. Now, the 2 of Cups could also indicate a business partnership. This could also indicate people who we have any kind of close connection with, guys. It doesn't have to be an intimate other, that friend, family member, colleagues, a boss, anybody who we're working very tightly with. So I do see some sort of resolution needing to go on here. I do feel like that is going to be happening. For sure. Yeah. And now even for those of you here with relationship on your heart who are single, I do feel like you've been in a mode of self-protection. You're energetically blocking yourself from meeting somebody new. And I know a lot of you guys aren't going to like that I'm saying that, but that's what the cards are telling me. Because the Hermit energy is, right now you're being called to walk away from that mindset, walk away from any negative energy that you're still holding on to, past hurts, past relationships, any sort of sensibility that's not really serving you in a positive way, and really going it alone for a minute to put your ducks in a row and figure out what do you really need. And it's releasing so that your future, right, with this 5 of Swords can be different. And once you do that, guys, seriously, that's when you open yourself up to energetically meet somebody new. You need to understand how the energy works. We do get in our own way. So, not saying that you are all ours. This is a general message. You're going to know if this resonates with you. All right, but right now, you're in this very sort of Knight of Pentacles energy, right? Which I like. I mean, this is Leo and Virgo. And again, I get it. You are feeling fired up to make money. And if your money's good, you are feeling fired up to have a freaking good relationship already. This is where you're at, right? I mean, Leo is a fire energy. It's about getting in touch with what it is that you want, getting in touch with what makes you feel creative and good, right? Leo rules that 5th house of love affairs, of doing what we love, of our children. Even children are involved here, so your children may be on your mind, or the idea of children may be on your mind. But it's with Virgo there. The Virgo's all about like, all right, this is what I want. What do I have to do to get there? Let's do some problem solving here in a very practical and pragmatic way. So I feel like you're in problem solving mode while really wanting to push yourself forward. This could be a bit of a scattered energy, though, I'm not going to lie. And if you feel like anybody's getting in your way, it's going to be very annoying for you. Right? It is. But that's where you're at right now. There's a very sort of like focused, this is really what I want. Remember now, Leo is all about individuality, right? Of self. I remember I mentioned in my last reading, this is going to be a thing that we're all going to be dealing with, because you're going to have a hard time needing to blend the needs of others in with your own right now. I'm just saying it's not going to come natural, right? You guys are Aries. You want what you want when you want it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing. right? But it's just that this is going to be the energy that you're going to be dealing with right now. Now, the energy external to you is the Four of Wands. So, this could just simply be the idea that, hey, I want to settle down and get married. Or, hey, I want to finally have a really, really firm foundation in my life already. I'm tired of this nonsense, right? It's Venus in Aries. Venus is just expanding this new path, but this is external to you. So this could be needing to want to create a firm foundation with a partner. So you need to put your ducks in a row when it comes to your career or finances or that family situation that keeps getting in the way or whatever it is for you. But this is a very beautiful external energy, no matter how we look at it, right? In relationship, it could be a person, it could be the general energetic influence. If you're here with career on your heart, this is very much don't worry, you're going to have that foundation, but it's a 4, which means that, the foundation's going to be there, but you have to keep working at it. You're not going to get it just in a snap. You have to work at it. And that's the whole Saturn influence here, guys, And again, I like to say Saturn is more about guardrails than blocks and restrictions. I feel like that's so negative. And Saturn is not negative, because you will always look back on this time period and say, you know what, it all happened for a reason. It had to happen like that because I had to learn that in order to have what I have right now. So really look at it, please, as the glass half full instead of half empty whenever it comes to Saturn energies. Now, your fear is the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups is your fear that you're afraid that you're going to feel, first of all, feel bored, that you're not going to feel really satisfied in whatever it is that you're doing. Okay. Now, for some of you, you could be in a space within your relationship, if you're in a very long-term relationship, where it's scaring you that you feel very bored and restless right now. It's making you feel uncomfortable, and it's fixable, guys. It's a minor arcana. If you're resonating with this, you just need to juice in a little bit of romance, a little something in there. It's fixable, okay? It just means that you guys have been busy with other things and you're not paying attention to the real value within the foundation of the relationship. You're focusing on too many of other things that shouldn't be taking the front seat right now. That's for some of you. Others of you, this could be you're afraid of what you're recognizing in a relationship in general that you really don't like. I don't like that they do A, B, and C, and I can't stand when they do, L, M, and N. I just can't do it, and you're feeling very disappointed and disillusioned. And this is scaring you, but you need to figure out really what's making you feel like that. Okay. Others of you might be getting into this career or needing to change the trajectory of your career, and you're afraid that, am I even going to like it? Am I going to feel bored? Am I going to feel restless? And you want to be careful of that energy because you don't want to project. Again, energy is strong, right? We can create these things in our life. We don't want to manifest anything that's negative. You don't want to say, I know I'm not going to be happy in that. Or I know I'm not going to feel creative enough in that. I'm not going to. You don't want to do that. If you feel like you're doing that, try to stop yourself, and if you can't, chances are once Mars goes retrograde on September 9th until November 15th, you're probably going to be pushed into that space of saying, hey, you know what? Let me let it ride a little bit and see. Let me have a little bit more of a wait and see. But the frustrating part is we all want the answers right now, wherever the Mars is hitting all of us, and it's hitting all of us a little differently. And again, this is the general Aries archetype. I don't know what else is in all of your charts. You know what I mean? Obviously, that's going to drive a true message for you. Now, the final outcome here is the Three of Pentacles energy. I love it. I love it. This is Mars in Capricorn. This is the architect card. This is building. This is where you join with other to build. Okay, so it's not just about you, right? 3 has to do with building something with other. So building that relationship. If you're in a relationship and everything is great, it's you guys maybe moving into that next level where maybe you're going to talk about purchasing a home or, doing something to level up, your living situation or whatever situation you're in right now. If this has to do with career, this is all about working and building what you're in and it going really beautifully. I mean, Mars in Capricorn, come on, guys. I mean, Mars is all about, fire and initiative, and Capricorn rules work. So you're going to be feeling a very strong fire and initiative in work. I do love it, but I feel like a lot of you are going to have a lot of decisions to make, because you're going to have not a lot of decisions, at least one, but because you have a lot of choices. I should have said it like that. That's the Seven of Cups energy, is you have a lot of choices, but the thing is, they're not all as pretty as they look when you first see it. That's the thing you need to be careful of, right? Because in this energy, you're going to just be like brainstorming and troubleshooting and what, and so you're going to be very, very active mentally. You really are, and even in your work, right? Because this is really about the next the next 4 months is really about this first house, 10th house square, really, that you guys are going to be going through, where there's going to be this desire for initiative having to do with that 10th house as far as career and how you show up in your world and your public reputation and what you offer the world, even if you're not working, what it is that you're putting out there. So you're going to feel, but I feel like this is directly going to be impacting your relationship, right? Of course, that makes sense, right? Especially because the 10th house and the 4th house, they're partners, right? And the 4th house is the house of home. It makes sense, right? So, but we have the Seven of Cups energy. You just want to make sure that you're, that you don't have rose-colored glasses on. Not saying you guys would. You guys usually don't, but I want to just put that out there, and that you pay attention to any kind of red flags that are going on. But generally speaking, I like this. This is a Venus and Scorpio energy. So this tells me that there's going to be transformation here, having to do with your money, having to do with how you feel about being involved in something, your sense of self-worth and connection. So I really like that. So that is what we have for this portion. It was a lot, but let's clear all this out, and let's pull some cards for some extended love. Now, what we pull here can be an extension of this love, if you were resonating with this as a relationship read, or it can be a whole other message, okay, for a whole other group of you. You may have resonated with that as far as career, and then this could be for love. So it's going to be love, in general, guys, right? So I'm going to say for couples and singles, and let's see what happens. What we get. Page of Earth. Let me show you the card. It's beautiful. It's a good tarot. It's called Messenger of Earth. Earth, 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 earth. Getting very practical and real. Ooh, 8 of Fire. Yes, I like that. That's transformation, and it's energy and blessings to move forward into a new cycle. So, keeping it very straightforward here. The Page of Earth. So Earth is a pentacle energy. It's earth energy. It's practical. It's real. It's grounded. It's grounded. So we have the page and then the messenger, right? So there's synchronicity here, because the messenger in this comes after page. It would be equivalent, I suppose, to the night energy. But yeah, so this tells me that there's some sort of you're going to be starting a new cycle in a very practical way, having to do with anything that has to do with your day-to-day environment, right? And how that all rolls out. So this could have to do, Earth has to do with money. It has to do with the practical day-to-day and, work environment, day-to-day life environment, just your day-to-day, how you show up in service to others. It's kind of like, and I am getting a very Virgo sort of message here. But this is really beautiful. So it's a very practical, very grounded approach to transformation that's necessary in relationships. So for some of you, the message here is focus on your work, and a transformation in your relationship is going to come to fruition. For others of you, it's focus on your resources and your finances in order to be able to incite. Like maybe you have a really good relationship, but money is an issue right now. So the message here is really focus on that. Focus on creating a very firm foundation, something very, earthbound. But what I like here is that you have what you need. When we get the Page of Earth and we get the Messenger of Earth consecutively, the message here is you have everything you need. Don't get in your own way, because this new cycle wants to happen, and it's beautiful. So there's something building that you're going to feel very, very excited to move into. So I do like that. Let's pull. Let's see. No, pull those last. All right, let's see what's going on a little more deeply here. Let's pull some Love Tarot and some Island Time Wellness, and then we'll pull some good old Rider-Waite. How about? Yeah. So, and again, now that this could be with what's earthy? Earthy is keeping it real. Sacred Union, beautiful. Keeping it real. Communication. What's your communication like? Like I'm talking clear away the fogs and the fog and whatever's getting in the way. Whatever is tangential that is getting in the way of you guys getting real about, all right, what's our communication like? Do we need to work on it? Am I open and communicative and do I show up as my authentic self in relationships? Because if it's not, I need to work on this if I want to bring a healthy relationship to myself. It's really focusing on the earthy element, It could have to do with resources, or it could have to do with you just getting super real and honest about how things roll out in your relationship. If you're not with anybody, getting real with yourself about how it is that you actually seriously show up in relationship. Don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. I mean, that's exactly what I was just saying. Then we have the Sacred Union, which is honor and treasure your relationship, for it's truly sacred. I need to pull that up. The past is now behind you. Yes, good. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. That's the Eight of Fire. The Eight of Fire is saying, like, look, you've done the work. You've put in whatever you need to put in. Now it's time for you to transform. So you can transform that relationship. This is a time to transform from becoming single into becoming partnered, allowing yourself, getting in touch with what gets in your own way. Where do you stand in your own way in relationship? Where do they get in the way in relationship? And allowing that. For others of you, it's going to be just focus on you and only you right now. Do you. You have to be true to yourself. You have to be true to yourself. And this is going to become very, very clear to you right now with Mars in the first. It really is. But, if your partner's got to be on that same page with you. Okay. So we have the Three of Cups. We have the Ten of Swords. We have the Page of Swords. So some sort of new mindset. Yeah, that's exactly. Listen, transformation here. There's transformation. Because, all right, first of all, for those of you who are single, you're hanging out with your friends, you're doing you're being you with the Three of Cups energy, Mercury and Cancer, figuring out what you need to feel safe, to feel rooted, to feel really loved in a connection. And you're like totally ready to just start a new cycle. I mean, the 10 is about something, a way of thinking. Swords, thoughts, a way of thinking has reached its expiration date. It's time for some big flipping change here. You have to release something, Aries, about the way you've been thinking about something. And with Mars in your first house of self, it's all about you right now. You're going to need to release something there that's not serving you. It doesn't mean you've been doing anything necessarily wrong, but there's something, it's releasing that way of thinking and updating your thinking. Page of Swords. This is a new cycle, a new way of thinking. You're transforming something, and it's happening. It's going to impact your relationship. This is what you need to focus on in relationship. Now, either you have to update your thinking or your partner has to update their thinking, but it has to do with this need to update thinking in a very, very practical way to allow transformation. This is like a lot of advice, but nothing more. It's just interesting to me, not more specific. So let me pull 3 more for down here. Yes, good. We have the World. It's time to start really focusing on the world around you, the bigger picture. Your partner needs to focus on the bigger picture, not just self. Not just self, and you're going to have all of the gifts that you want. Beautiful. It's Saturn energy. Then we go in the 6 of Pentacles. I like this. We come from the 5 of Pentacles energy into the 6 of Pentacles. We go from a space of lack to feeling like I got your back, you got mine. Yes, this is what we both need. Beautiful. And just a great Knight of Cups energy is a great energy because this is about doing something different. This is right. This is Aquarius and Pisces. So this is about the future, figuring out the future, talking about the future, sharing emotions. How are things going to be different moving forward? For those of you in relationship, for those of you not in relationship, what I see is you focusing less on self and really opening yourself up to the world out there a little more authentically, really being a little more giving with that 6 of Pentacles energy, and you meeting somebody who's just a little different than your usual person. All right, Aquarius is a little out of the box, a little different, a little quirky than you are used to, but it's all about moving you into the future. So this is really positive for those of you who are single. So thank you so much for joining me, guys. I hope this was helpful in some way, and I will see you guys next week. Take care now. Bye-bye.